Well, we are just 4 days away now from Super Bowl 55, where the best of the best will take center stage Sunday. Nick spent his snow day drawing up a pyramid of them all. Most important players, top to bottom. Nick, take Brian Westbrook through
bored.
it. We all know.
I wasn't bored, but I am censored. America, Fox, prides itself on letting its talent say and do what they want, yet I've been censored here. There's 106 players that could play in the Super Bowl. I had a 14-level, 105-player pyramid. You might say who got left out. Well, the guy who's not going to see the field, the Chiefs punter, Tommy Townsend, of course. The producer said no one's going to be able to read that. Font's going to be too small. Cut it down. So now it's just a 7-layer, 28-player pyramid. Show me the censored pyramid, please. 7th row. Those are offensive guys that could make a splash play, but I don't think either team's relying on overwhelmingly. 6th row. Defensive guys, most notably Chiefs guys in the secondary, the great rookie Snead, Dan Sorensen, and the Bucs front 7 guys. That 6th row is why the Chiefs will not be able to run the football in this Super Bowl. 5th row, expect you have your 2 best offensive linemen for the Bucs. You've got Sammy Watkins, playoff Sammy. Gronk will make a big play. And Butker. Why did I include Butker and not Suckup? I don't think the Bucs are going to kick field goals. I think once they get in the scoring zone, they're going to go for touchdowns. Now show me the 10 most important players. Bottom row of this. Shaq Barrett, Mike Evans in the middle. If the Bucs are going to win, those guys are going to have huge games. Chris Jones, Tyrann Mathieu on the corners. If those guys have huge games, the Chiefs blow the Bucs out. 3rd row. Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill along with Jason Pierre-Paul. I expect all 3 of those guys to make at least one massive play. JPP coming a sack, maybe a strip sack. Tyreek and Kelce, obviously, big plays down the field. 2nd row, Tom Brady, obviously one of the most important players in the game. And then there's the oddity on the list, Mike Rimmers. Mike Rimmers now has to play left tackle for the Chiefs after Eric Fisher's Achilles. You might say, Mike Rimmers, where do I know that name? Oh, from the Super Bowl 5 years ago when he helped Von Miller win a Super Bowl MVP by allowing that strip sack to start the game and this strip sack to end the game. If Mike Rimmers' name is said more than twice on the broadcast, it is bad news for the Chiefs. And then Brian, of course, at the top of the pyramid, just like he's at the top of the current player pyramid, the current quarterback pyramid, and one day will be on the top of the all-time quarterback pyramid, Patrick Mahomes. So there it is, your most important player pyramid, Brian. I will take my flowers now. The committee had nothing to do with this. This was all me. I assume you agree with it.
Nick, I can see. I mean, you don't have to be a genius to see that this list, this pyramid, these tiers were made by a Chiefs fan. It's obvious. It's clear to see. And because of that, you obviously think that the Chiefs are going to win. But I want to, there's a big time, you got a couple big time mistakes here. Let's look at the whole tiers, though, the whole list of tiers
big
there.
Time mistakes.
That's 7th tier. That 7th tier right there, Chris Godwin, Mecole Hardman, Fournette, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Ronald. I mean, are you kidding me right now? They should be the 5th tier. Now, you got Gronk, Butker. Now, Gronk in the last 5 games only has 6 catches. Butker in the last 6 games only has 8 field goals. You mean to tell me that's more important? They're more important than the favorite, absolute favorite receiver for the Bucs, Chris Godwin? Chris Godwin has 14 catches in the doggone playoffs. He is the favorite target of Tom Brady. He should be up there. Mecole Hardman, when you think about this, if the Bucs are going to double team Tyreek Hill, they're going to find a way to double team Travis Kelce. Who's the guy that's going to be open underneath? Mecole Hardman, obviously Sammy Watkins as well.
Tier 5.
That's important.
Sammy.
This is, again, more reason why that 7th tier should be moved up to 5th. Here's the most important reason. The running back. You mean to tell me the running backs are the least important position in the NFL, in the Super Bowl?
Yep.
They have to block.
Correct.
Because everyone's going to be throwing the ball. Guess what the linebackers are going to be? 6, 7 yards deep. Guess who's going to hand the ball off? They're going to hand the ball off to the running backs. Fournette has some big plays. Clyde Edwards-Helaire has a big play in the screen game as well as the run game. And Ronald Jones, he had one of the longest touchdowns for the Bucs the last time they played. You have left out an entire group of players that you should be ashamed of. This was disrespectful. It was wrong. That 7th tier should be moved up to the 5th tier.
Goodness, no.
Shameful list.
Brian is fired up. I've never seen you like this, Brian.
I don't think the Chiefs are going to be able to run the football at all. I don't think they should try to run the football. I don't think they are going to run the football. And Brandon, if the Bucs want to run the football, more power to you. If you want to beat the Chiefs by playing that stupid time of possession, keep the ball out of Mahomes' hands, I dare you. So that's why for this game, Brian, with respect to your positional brethren, I have the running backs where I do. Brandon, bring some common sense to the conversation. Tell me how perfect this pyramid is.
Yeah.
Come on.
Listen, I don't understand how Brian and I both are on, we're on opposite end of the spectrums when it comes to football. We have 20 years between the both of us, and I just don't see it the way you see it. You talk about Aaron Rodgers, I talk about Josh Allen, and I talk about him. Man,
One's the MVP.
Nick got this right. It's hard to say you're not going to turn on any show and see anybody talking about offensive linemen and kickers. They're going to be talking about all skill guys. So for you to dig deep in Mike Rimmers, that was genius. The argument should have been Mike Rimmers moving up to the most important player this Sunday. I love that he talked about the kicker. The last 10 Super Bowls came down to one score. So, Nick, I thought you got this right. Yeah. I totally disagree with Brian Wilds. I don't know what you see here, but I just can't imagine that you're going against Nick. I can't imagine.
Let's just go to break. It's perfect.
No, I mean, you guys start dressing alike, and all of a sudden there's a mind meld of your fashion and football takes. So it's all good. All right, so here I want to add one more person to the list, and I'll start with an analogy. If we did the most important parts of your body, some people might say your face or your hair or your heart, or your lungs, or your brain. They get all the star attention, but there's one piece, the kidney. And you don't even know what the kidney does, but you know what you know about? Kidney failure, and that's really bad. That's Carlton Davis. All you know is if it fails, it's really bad. So I brought the stats, my friend Theo, fresh from a wind combine, avoiding a wind combine. He's lit. So I will give a wind turbine, not a wind combine. That's water. Here's why Carlton Davis is one of the most important players and should be on your tiers. I got 3 reasons for you. Reason number 1, aberration alert. Yeah, you know what? The guy played well pretty much all year. But if you can show this sort of game by game, there is one game that kind of sticks out. It wasn't Devontae Adams' game. That wasn't it. No, Michael Thomas, pretty good. Oh, there it is, week 12. Nope, 9 receptions, 211, and 3 TDs. Hey, it's just an aberration because you know what? Carlton Davis knows it. Second time's the charm. He's like, you know what? We didn't play well. It's not on old number 24, though. Here's his quote. Didn't work out the first game as far as what we did in our game plan, but we've corrected it. We got a great game plan going on along. You know what, Nick? I would actually argue, since you got lit up in week 12, you saw Tyreek's weapons. You can play better, because guess what? Not how you start, it's how you finish. Broke it down by quarters. I know you like to do it in basketball, do it in football, too. Hey, first quarter, admittedly, not great. Seven catches, 203 yards, 2 touchdowns. Right? Not great, Brian. You don't have to laugh, just not great. Yeah. But the other quarters look more like a normal football game. 6 catches, 66 yards, still got a touchdown, don't get me wrong. But as long as you don't play like in the first quarter, where Tyreek Hill was on track for an 800-yard, 8 TD game, you know, he's getting better. You know, it's like this, GameStop style. Boom, heading up. So Carlton Davis, your guy, one of the most important players on the field.
I'm glad Wilds mentioned GameStop, because at this point, I have to wonder if Wilds owns some cryptocurrency that traffics in Carlton Davis mentions. Because he's the only person in America that's been talking about this guy all year. And if we could, I don't know if we can, show his game-by-game graphic again. It's not only that the Tyreek Hill game sticks out, but the game before the Tyreek Hill game, I don't know if we can show it or not, the game by game, here's the problem. Look right above the Tyreek Hill line. It's 2 guys from the same game, Wilds. You're like, oh, he held Cooper Kupp to 1 catch, 17 yards. Yeah, but also in that game, he let Robert Woods get 4 for 80. So that's 5 for 97 as evidence that he's good, evidently. So, Jenna, Wilds can say it's not how you start, it's how you finish. But I do believe the Daytona 500 is coming up. If you wreck on the opening lap, It is how you start, because you don't get a chance to finish. And when Tyreek Hill is backflipping into the end zone for his 200th yard of the first quarter, it is how you start. It's a bad take.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.